Well, Shraysi Tandon also spoke to Kiran Bedi, India's first female police officer. Bedi held that position almost 40 years ago, and now she's a member of the BJP party and an activist. Shraysi asked her why the film India's Daughter should be shown in the country.
Let the society confront truth, reality, because that's a reality of a mindset. It's not one man's thinking. The thinking which is coming through this, the mindset which is coming onto why he committed the rape on Nirbhaya, is not his alone. We need to test out how many more millions are waiting around the corner like this. So unless you confront them, how would you know? How would you know how much more needs to be done? So for me, that's a part of prevention. You see, I'm responding to this film or responding to this government's decision as a police officer who believes in the power of prevention. And you cannot prevent crime till you know the cause of crime.
What do you think is the main reason that we have such high numbers of violence against women in India? Is it lack of education, or is it those deep-rooted cultural attitudes?
Deep-rooted cultural attitudes. Deep-rooted cultural, patriarchal, parochial, medieval, controlling mindsets. Education alone, I've seen many educated men equally indulge in domestic violence.
One of the most surprising elements in this documentary is perhaps the misogynist comments made by the defense lawyers. The Bar Council of India is now looking to decide what sort of action they need to take against these lawyers. Should their licenses be revoked?
If that's the condition of the bar license, they've got to look at the conditions. They need to look at the Advocates Act. Is it a personal view, which they may have a right to? So I guess probably for the first time they're looking at a personal attitude towards a particular situation.
You were India's first female police officer. In fact, it's a position you've held for almost 35 years, if not longer. Do you think that the police force in India has failed to protect women against violence?
Over the years, yes. I think it was not sensitive enough. Not sensitive enough. It's getting sensitized under a lot of social pressure, legal pressure. It's getting sensitized, it's getting there. But over the years, it didn't. It didn't. It was very highly male-dominated service, very close-minded from those points of view. You hardly had women cops. Things are changing now, changing for the better. Things have changed much more in the metropolitan cities like Mumbai, like in Delhi. But what about the rural? Rural is 70% India. Rural policing is a very weak component of our policing. Rural policing is very, very weak.
You've always said that you were not interested in politics, that you were India-aligned, not politically aligned. But today you're a member of the BJP party. Why the change?
So is BJP India-aligned, huh? Oh, 100%. The party is totally India-aligned. You're right, I used to say not electoral politics. I was in public life, but actually going into electoral politics was a quirk of destiny. It's truly a quirk of destiny. But I'm into a party for whom it is India first. That's what I believe in.
That's the sort of faith you have in Modi's leadership?
Absolutely. That's the faith in Modi's leadership. You're right. It came out of his leadership. It could not have come earlier.
Do you think you're able to make a greater difference for women across India, for overall the Indian society through politics?
Political governance gives you that very large scale. That's true, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. You can make a lot of difference, set policies, do advocacies, drive the change. And you got many more resources. You got national resources.